Have you ever joined a game thinking it would just be a normal match, and somehow ended up meeting someone who changed your whole perspective on people? Not because they were cracked. Not because they dropped insane plays. Not because they were a meme lord or a troll. But because behind their voice you felt something real. That's exactly what happened to me on a random night. I wasn't in the best mood. Long day, tired brain, just wanted to play a few matches and sleep. You know that feeling, queue up, chill, no expectations. But the game had other plans. As the lobby loaded, a small voice joined our squad. Soft, polite, almost hesitant. Hi. I'll try not to mess up. Right away, I knew this kid wasn't the usual chaotic mic warrior. He sounded like someone afraid to take up space. Like he was used to people being annoyed at him. And for some reason, that tiny voice stuck with me. I didn't know it yet, but this kid didn't just queue for a match. He wasn't looking for wins, skins, or rank. He was looking for something else. Something a lot of people forget they need. A friend. This is the story of the kid I met in-game who turned a random match into something I still think about today. And trust me, his story hits deeper than any clutch or cinematic ending. So the match starts, right? We land, we loot, we split a little. Everything normal. Except for him. He stayed right behind me the whole time. Not in a clingy or annoying way. More like he didn't want to bother anyone. Whenever he picked up loot, he'd say, anyone need this? If you want it, I can drop it. I don't mind. He apologized for literally everything. Missed shots? Sorry. Accidentally pinged the wrong spot? My bad. Got knocked? Sorry guys, that's on me. At first I thought he was just shy. But then I noticed something. He kept checking if we were still listening. Still okay with him. Still not annoyed. It was like he was waiting for that moment where someone finally snaps and tells him to mute his mic. Something he was probably used to. But we weren't like that. We hyped him up. We joked with him. We carried the vibe. And slowly he talked a little more. He told us he didn't usually play squads. He said he didn't want to ruin other people's matches. His words, not ours. When he said that, I paused for a moment. That's not something kids normally think about. That's something people say when they've been excluded for a long time. Still, we didn't push. We just played. But the kid was about to surprise us in a way none of us expected. We rotated into a hot area. Third parties everywhere. It got messy real fast. Peeked, got beams, went down. My teammate tried to cover, got knocked too. Only one person left. The kid. We told him, don't worry bro. Just play for placement. Do what you can. But he didn't run. He whispered, almost trembling, I'll try to save you. Just hold on. Then he took a deep breath, and something switched. He didn't play like a scared kid. He played smart, calculated, careful. He positioned behind cover, cracked two enemies, knocked one, backed off when needed. No flashy flicks, no crazy pushes, just pure heart. He clutched the entire fight with the most patient, thoughtful gameplay we'd seen all night. When he revived us, we exploded with hype. Bro, you're insane. You're the GOAT. Kid, you just saved the match. He giggled, not the proud, I know I'm good kind of laugh. It was relief. He whispered, really? I didn't mess up. Mess up? He just saved us. That moment was the first time we felt it. That maybe this kid didn't get this kind of hype often. Maybe he didn't hear compliments at all. The clutch was cool. Sure. But what it revealed was way more important. After that clutch, something shifted. He felt safer around us. His voice was still small, but he talked more. During quiet moments, he dropped these little lines. I don't usually talk in games. People think I'm annoying. When I try to join squads, sometimes they kick me before the match starts. I don't really have people to play with, so this is really fun. None of it sounded dramatic. He wasn't asking for pity. He wasn't telling us a sob story. He was just stating facts. Plain, honest, soft. Then he asked something that caught all of us off guard. Do people usually get mad when someone's not good at the game? We said no, of course not. Everyone starts somewhere. But he replied, oh, some people do. A lot, actually. You could hear something break a little in his voice. Like those weren't random strangers he was remembering. They were experiences. Repeated ones. But then he quickly changed the topic. It was like he didn't want us to feel bad for him. He was just grateful we weren't yelling at him. And that tiny bit of vulnerability, that was just the surface. Because the truth was about to slip out in a way none of us expected. We were rotating to the next zone, running across an open field, when the kid said something so casually that it took all of us a few seconds to process it. You know, it's kinda lonely at home. It wasn't dramatic. He didn't sigh. He didn't pause. He just said it like he was talking about the weather. One of us asked, "What do you mean?" He replied, "Oh, my parents work abroad. They're in different countries. They left when I was little." He said it like it was normal, like it wasn't supposed to hurt. "My grandma takes care of me, but she sleeps early, so I play games to keep myself company." That line, that one line, "I play games to keep myself company." It hit all of us hard. He continued, "My mom calls when she can, but the time zones are different, so sometimes I don't get to talk to her for weeks." He said it with a little laugh, the kind people use when they're trying not to sound sad. Then the kid said something that made the entire squad go silent. "That's why I talk too much in-game. 'Cause when I meet nice people, it kind of feels like having a family again. Family. Again. This wasn't just a kid playing a game. This was a kid using the only place he could to feel less alone." We made it to the final zones. Chaos everywhere. Teams fighting on every hill. Bullets flying. Stress level 900%. But the kid? He was focused. Calm. Trying his absolute best. And then it happened. We got ambushed from behind. One of us went down. Then another. Then I got cracked. It looked over. Only one person was still standing. Him. Again. But this time, something felt different. He whispered, "I don't want to let you guys down." We told him, "No pressure, bro. Just play your game." He whispered back, I really don't want this to end yet. Not the match. The moment. The feeling of having people. Friends. Someone to talk to. With every bullet he fired, you could hear his heart in it. Not skill. Not ego. Just a kid fighting with everything he had to hold onto a moment where he didn't feel alone. He clutched the first push. Then the second. Cracked another. Knocked one. Played cover perfectly. And with a final burst, he wiped the last squad. Champion. Winner. But this win felt different. Because the second it ended, the kid didn't shout. He didn't brag. He just whispered, "Did I do good?" Not good at the game. Good enough to be accepted. Good enough to stay. And I swear that question hit harder than any clutch he made. When the victory screen faded, we didn't queue immediately. We stayed in the lobby. Silent for a bit. The kids stayed too. Quiet. Waiting. Finally, he asked, "Can I add you guys?" "Only if you want. I don't want to bother anyone." We all sent friend requests immediately. He gasped, literally gasped. "Oh, you actually added me." You could hear the emotion he was trying to hide. Joy mixed with disbelief. Then he said something that broke us completely. "My mom always tells me I should try to make friends. But it's kinda hard when she's not here." There it was. The real truth. Not just loneliness. Not just silence in the house. It was a kid missing his parents every single day but pretending he was fine. He continued softly, "I know they're working hard for me. I know they're tired. So I don't tell them when I feel lonely. I don't want them to worry. That is a kind of strength no kid should have to carry." We reassured him. Told him he was awesome to play with. That he wasn't annoying. That he wasn't a burden. He didn't say anything for a long moment. Then he whispered, "Thank you. This was the happiest night I've had in a really long time." We queued again. And again. And again. Hours passed without us even noticing. The kid slowly bloomed. He started cracking jokes. He got more confident in fights. He pinged for us. He even took lead once and said, "Follow me. I got a plan." We all followed like it was a military operation, and we were laughing the whole time. The kid wasn't just having fun, he was glowing. At one point he said, "I didn't know playing with friends felt like this." That hit hard, because he wasn't talking about winning. He was talking about belonging. Then the moment that sealed everything came. During a loading screen he said, "When my mom calls tomorrow, I'm gonna tell her I finally made friends." We all went quiet, that good kind of quiet where you feel something deep in your chest. He didn't say it for pity. He said it with pride, with happiness, with a kind of relief like something heavy inside him finally lifted. He wasn't alone tonight, not in the match, not in the lobby, not in the world. We were strangers at the start, but now we were part of his story. Eventually it got late. We told him we had to log off. And just before we left, the kid said, "Before you go, thank you. Really. Tonight felt like having a family again." That line, I swear it hit like a punch to the heart. Because this wasn't just a video game. This wasn't just a clutch. This wasn't just some random kid. This was a child whose parents had to leave the country to give him a better life. A child who spent nights alone. Not because anyone wanted to hurt him, but because life is hard and sacrifices are real. And all he ever wanted was a friend. Someone to talk to. Someone who wouldn't mute him. Someone who wouldn't leave. Before he logged off, he said, "I hope we can play again. Even just sometimes. It means a lot. We promised we would. And we kept that promise." Because a single night can mean nothing to some people, but to someone lonely, can mean everything. So the next time you meet a quiet teammate, a shy kid, someone trying a little too hard not to mess up, remember this story. Behind every username is a real person with a real life and real feelings. You might just be the friend they've been hoping to find.